I'm experiencing technical difficulties. The cat really wants to talk. Anyways, today is going to be about 5 creative ways to increase your sales on Etsy. And I know a lot of times you'll see the same standard list more items. I'm trying to think of ones. Fix your Etsy SEO, which you should do, of course. Do that first before you get all creative. But today, these are 5 things that I have found that a lot of Etsy sellers don't do that you could do. You don't have to, and you don't have to do them all. So first is to SEO your products for Google as well as Etsy instead of just Etsy SEO. So I did a search for vintage brass whale oil lamps, which is a very specific search, right? It's actually not all that specific. People who want brass oil whale lamps or know what they want. And this is my listing. So the reason why this shows up is because it's very specifically in brass oil whale lamps. And I have lamps in there. They're in my tag, not in, oh, lamps is right there. Lamps. Now, one of the things that SEO people will tell you a lot is that it doesn't matter lamps because Google and Etsy can sort it out. But I'm here to tell you, having done SEO for 18 years now, if you have the opportunity to put the plural in, do it. And so that may be one of the reasons why my listing is showing up. The other thing I want to talk about in regard to this is how Etsy or how Google shows and picks which things to show in their search rankings, their SERPs. So this is search engine ranking page, and this is the SERPs. Getting all techie. So this is a vintage cow doorstop that is ranking number 6 in the actual search. And the reason for this is she has vintage cow doorstop in the first paragraph of her Etsy listing. Oh, that was the Etsy listing. Hold on. She's been in here all day. Of course, it changes. Yeah, this one. Okay. Vintage cow doorstop. There she is. So she has vintage cow doorstop right in the first paragraph of her listing. And that is what Google is pulling these search result words out of. So you want to have those search result words in your first paragraph. I know a lot of you are frustrated about shipping, so you have your shipping things in there, or you're trying to get them to understand what you're actually selling. But that if you want to show up in Google, that first paragraph, it could be very short, 1, 2 sentences, but you want that to be about the product and going for those top keywords, long tail keywords that you want to rank for. So that is number 1. Number 2 is to open a similar other store. Now this is Tracy's store, Viva Terra Vintage, and she had all her stuff in here. And what she found was that this was all home decor items, and she sells this all to people who are looking for products for their homes. And then she found out she was really good at sourcing lady things like jewelry, rings, pocketbooks, gloves. And those buyers, her buyers for those things, were more people buying a present for somebody else than they were buying them for themselves. So she has this set up so all of her descriptions are geared towards who the perfect recipient would be rather than towards the contents of the item. So I thought this was really super. She has that very specifically. I have a blog post that I will link underneath this video that goes through exactly what she told me and the thinking behind all these different ideas. Next is to have a different kind of shop. So when I started Etsy, I opened up a digital product shop, and I sell planners and things like that that go with my the industries that I serve as a marketing person. So this was super easy for me to do. I had a lot of these items already done. It was easy. And then I thought, well, I'd like to open a second store, but I don't want to open another business store. I have enough business in my life. I need a hobby, right? A side hustle. And so my side hustle is selling vintage products. Now, the nice thing about this is I had already learned how to do Etsy SEO. I had already gotten better at taking product photography pictures. So it wasn't like I was trying to do something brand new. Rather, I was doing something different on the same marketing platform. So this was super easy for me, and I love doing it. It's just fun. It's my hobby. And so you could open a different kind of store. The next thing that you could do is to, let's see, got a lot of those. Those are mine. Okay, the next thing, that was number 3. This is number 4. The next thing you could do is sell similar items in different ways, or add another variation of your item. So number 1 would be to sell 2 different versions of your item. So for this one, Jennifer has the artwork print, and then she has a sticker. Now, the reason I think this is so good is I would never buy a piece of artwork like that for my wall. I have all really weird, eclectic, vintage artwork, but I love stickers, and I would totally buy a sticker to put on my laptop or to give to my kids. So that's something that's really good. The next one is to sell your knowledge. So Kara from A Cake to Remember used to make, I think she used to make cake toppers. And she decided, and she sells cake topper supplies and all things like that for wedding cakes. But what she did was she started selling tutorials for how to have a cake business. And because she had that experience, she was able to make a PDF document. She sells it right along all the other supplies she's doing for her cake making products. So of course these things are very very easy to sell together because they're very matchy. Okay, I also just started selling something that is a product based on what I do. So I have a lot of worksheets about Etsy SEO, how to do Etsy SEO. And now I'm doing a little video walkthrough shop review for people instead of selling them a how-to. I'm doing sort of a what to do. And another great example for this is people who do like knitting, or they make bags, or they do something like that, and they can sell their patterns. Now, woo, I can hear you say, why would I sell the source of my income? And I'm here to tell you there are 3 types of people in the world. I have taught a long time nationally all over the country. There are people that will take what you do and do it themselves. Is very small percentage. Number 2, there are people that just like learning things, so they'll buy your stuff and then never do anything with it. And then 3, there are people that are going to try what you do and think, oh my gosh, I am never going to do this myself, and then they will buy yours or hire you. So that is universal. I have worked with so many people, and it's a true fear. I mean, I'm not discounting your fear, but I'm just saying that is what happens. If you are selling the patterns to your work, there's a certain amount of people who will want to do it themselves. You see this on Pinterest every day. People are pinning things for how to do it. Why not sell them the pattern for it? And that way you can make some money on it anyways. And last but not least, and I don't have a website for this because there's a gal in one of my Facebook groups who is desperately trying to sell her really funky artwork. It's very unique. It's very psychedelic. It's not, it's not something that I appreciate, but I totally know that people would appreciate it that like that style of artwork. It's the same way as Impressionism. I don't care for Impressionism either. So there are people to buy any kind of artwork out there. But the problem is hers is truly niche. It's really, truly unique. And there's not a way for her to easily get somebody to find her shop and find her artwork. So what my suggestion is for number 5, to find something popular that she could do an artwork of. So stay in her same style. I'm not saying to to make something totally different to trick people to your store. I'm saying use your same style and make a piece of artwork that is similar but popular. So maybe she could make a really cute nursery art piece that would go with the same style of everything else is. I know a lot of girls do upcycling where they'll take things and maybe they do crazy out of the world stuff and it's amazing, but nobody's finding it. I'm thinking of a lady who does a lot of cosplay costumes. Well, what she could do would be to find something popular and do that. Now, I'm not saying to do copyrighted things, like don't find something popular like Disney. I'm saying popular like unicorns, mermaids. Think of the ladies who are doing crochet and they do their blankets in the mermaid tail style instead of just a plain blanket. All those things. So, and it does take a little bit more. I use the site Craft Count a lot to find out what's popular, to do a lot of research on what's popular. And the nice thing about Craft Count for us Etsy sellers is it's truly only things that are popular on Etsy. So those are my 5 creative ways. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below. I always answer my questions. And if you like videos like this, please be sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you want to see them all. Tara Jacobson, Marketing Artfully.